Hi, I'm Matt Pierce, and I am here with Troy Stein, and we are at 1 o'clock in the morning, and we are talking about tips for webcams. And wow, that was bright. I see spots.
So we're doing that because a lot of what happens with webcams depends a ton on lighting, right? So in the same way that with audio, you sort of get a little bit of what you pay for, right? So if you got a little mini microphone and a really good microphone, good quality goes a long way. Now, with the webcams, most of the webcams that folks use are USB microphones. So what we're going to show is how to get the best quality that we can out of them. And we're doing a giveaway this hour for a copy of Camtasia Studio 7. The way that you're going to win it is be the first person to name the gentleman on strobist.blogspot.com. What is the gentleman's name who runs that blog?
It is not Troy Stein or Matt Pierce.
No, it is not.
It is not Betsy Weber.
Okay, so what we're going to first talk about is lighting, because no matter what camera you got, lighting's going to be important, right? Let me show you on this gentleman's website. I pulled a bunch of these images from his website, so I apologize in advance if I screwed up any copyright issues. But this is what it often looks like on a website, right? Why is he looking all blue?
Well, he is looking blue because he is looking directly into his monitor, and that is the light source.
That is the Oompa Loompa look, right? Okay, so it wasn't Oompa Loompa, was it?
Oompa Loompas were orange.
That's right. That's right. It was the
Well,
girl
yeah,
that turned to blueberry. All right, so he gets a little bit better here because what he does is he does that. God, you look beautiful, Matt.
Thank you.
It's just awesome. All right. So, but you can see a little bit of shine on Matt's chrome dome.
And if I turn just right, you probably could get reflection on my glasses.
Okay. Now, this gentleman who runs the website is an expert photographer and an expert in lighting. So this is a lot of what he talks about. And one of the easy ways, can you tear off a piece of paper for me, please, sir? One of the easy ways of diffusing the light, and by the way, this whole light kit here, $10 maybe at Home Depot, you can just get these little cans here, is simply diffusing it through paper. Right? So Matt doesn't have, if I go like that, it's sort of nasty, and if I go like that, it's actually a lot softer on it.
Now, one thing to be fair about this light is it does take, because of the light bulb we're using, it takes some time to warm up, so we're not even getting optimal light out of it.
Right, okay. So first thing he does is he filters out a little bit of light to make it a little bit softer. So with that, it sort of looks a little bit more diffused. You can tell on his forehead there's a little bit less of the polish going on there. And then the next thing he does is he bounces the light off the wall to see how that looks, right? So instead of the light going like that, he's actually bouncing it off of the wall and then coming back.
Now, something else I noticed in this picture is if you go back to the previous picture real quick,
Which was
5,
that one? Yep.
and you look in the background, notice what's on. He's got a bunch of lights on in the background, and then if we go to the next one,
Okay.
one where he's bouncing it off the wall, notice those are not on.
So, what do you think that does for the video or for the image then?
Well, I think it's putting light right where he wants it, rather than being really bright in the back.
So one of the worst things that could happen is you're shooting your screen, and right behind you is the light of the sun. Now you probably can't even see my head right now, and you're probably wondering why I'm even doing this. But oftentimes, if you've got an open window behind you, shut the blinds or turn your camera away from it, because if you do that, what these webcams are going to try to do is balance out the light, and it's going to have a real hard time. Even a professional camera never shoots into the sun like that. Okay, so that's so now he's turned off some of the lights on the back, and now he's got what we call white balancing problems. So these web cameras will do their best to do what's called automatic white balancing. And the good news is they'll try to help you. The bad news is they'll help you often. And sometimes it will change. So if Matt came into the shot for a second and he was wearing a white shirt, it would ask itself, ooh, should I focus on Matt because he's got a lot of white on, or should I not, right? So he's going to change his shirt here in a second, and the camera is just going to automatically adapt and try to give the best color it can. Right now, he's in this shot. It can't find any white. It takes the closest color it can find. In this case, he's got a lot of green. And then he says, "Whoa! If that green is what I should think of as white, then that face should be a lot more pink, right? Or orange or Oompa Loompa." So the white balance gets helped out by having some white in the shot. I'm wearing all black. That doesn't help much. He also shows how you can diffuse the light with things like umbrellas. Now this is getting a little bit more advanced. And these things cost a fair bit to put these out. But basically he's got the light going in there. And so instead of going through paper, he's going through an umbrella. It diffuses the light. And this is, if I'm not mistaken, what this gal looks like with that nice soft lighting coming in on her. He also has a nice drawing diagram if you want to go heavy with some of your lighting. He suggests that you shoot head on, you diffuse at an angle, and in fact you bounce it off the back of the person as well, so you're getting a little bit of backlighting. There usually is what's sometimes called a 3-point lighting system in the video or the photography world. Usually sort of one from behind, one shoot, one lighting up the background, one giving you a little bit of a back angle, and one kind of coming down from the side.
And it seems like a lot of this is about diffusing your shadows. So you don't want a bunch of shadows. If you got light coming up, you know, you're going to look like you got dark eyes and maybe you don't look so good. You got to come from behind, you're going to be silhouetted. So it's really trying to get rid of the shadows.
Perfect. And so for that, we'll jump now back to the other camera angle. We're going to ask who got the first answer right on strobist.blogspot.com. And we thank you very much for watching. One of these copies is going out to you guys.
Awesome. Thanks, Troy.
Hey, we did it under 10 minutes. How about that? Woo-hoo. Let's take a seat.